Hey everyone, it's August 7th, and that means that if today's your birthday, you share with German serial killer Anna Margaretha Zwanziger, known as the German Brinvilliers, who murdered at least 3 victims, though likely many more in the early 1800s. And that is her right over there. It's a drawing, not a picture. They didn't have cameras back then. That's Margaretha, by the way, not Margarita, as in give me one margarita and lots of people end up dead. Her nickname was a reference to French serial killer Madame Brinvilliers, and you can scroll down to July 22nd to learn more about her. Zwanziger was born in 1760 in Bavaria in what was then part of the Holy Roman Empire of the German nation, and by the age of 5 was an orphan, with both her parents dying at a young age. She was passed off on various relatives for the next 5 years before a wealthy man sponsored her education. But at the age of 15, she was engaged to a 30-year-old alcoholic lawyer, and they married 4 years later and had 2 children. It was not a happy marriage, and her husband drank so much that he became unemployable, forcing Zwanziger to work as a prostitute to feed herself and the children. At one point, she seemed to break free, obtaining a divorce, but the day after the proceedings, she returned to her husband and the two got married again. When she was 33, her husband died, and for the next 20 years, she worked as a servant for wealthy families, often trying to seduce her employers to entice them to leave their wives. In some cases, the wives mysteriously died, but she was still unable to attract the attention of any of her employers. In 1808, she took a job as a housekeeper for a judge who was recently divorced, and she thought this was finally her chance. The wife returned after a few months, however, thwarting her plans, but she became ill just after her return, suffering violent bouts of vomiting, diarrhea, pain, and nausea. She suffered this illness for 5 weeks before dying that August. A month later, Zwanziger began working for another judge who suffered from poor health and was bedridden much of the time. In the spring of 1809, he began to suffer the same symptoms as the wife of her last employer. He died 11 days later, and Zwanziger found herself working for yet another judge the next day. The lady of the house was pregnant, needing help during the final stretch, and had her baby shortly after Zwanziger arrived. After 3 days, the mother became violently ill, just as her earlier employers had. On May 20th, the mother died, with her final words being, "Merciful heaven, you have given me poison." Zwanziger was kept on as an employee, and after a few months later, the man's friends came over for dinner, all of whom contracted the same symptoms as those who had died previously. Rumors started to circulate about Zwanziger, but no one had any proof that she had poisoned anyone. After a poker party where 5 people became ill, Zwanziger was finally arrested, and when searched, she was found to be in possession of arsenic. Her previous employers were exhumed with poison found in their corpses. After 6 months of an investigation and questioning, she confessed, saying, "Yes, I killed them all and would have killed more if I had the chance." Zwanziger referred to arsenic as her truest friend and said, "It is perhaps better for the community that I should die, as it would be impossible for me to give up the practicing of poisoning people." She was convicted of 3 murders, though likely killed many more, and was executed by sword in 1811. If this is your birthday, I hope you have a great day. Leave me a comment so I can wish you a happy birthday. If you know someone whose birthday it is today, send them this video so they can find out all about their birthday twin. And to Anna Margaretha Zwanziger, I say, happy birthday, you bastard.